things first felt off. When I overheard a secret in a rich neighborhood, a secret about humanity's fate. I'm a truck driver. While delivering a rush order there, I found the truck packed with solar panels, blast doors, and reinforced tempered window materials. None of that really surprised me. What was weird was the water purification pump. The client's rich neighborhood had mountains and water, and their water came straight from a mountain spring, then ran through the villa's underground auto-filtration system. No water anywhere could be cleaner than this, so those water pumps in the truck made no sense. There was a whole convoy ahead of me. Every truck was loaded with completely different stuff. Daily supplies, food, even a whole truck of new furniture. I opened the door and hopped out, then casually chatted with the driver behind me. Man, they're loaded. Buying all this stuff? What, opening a mini-mart in here? His joke made me laugh, but deep down, something still felt wrong. I checked the unloading progress up ahead, then patted the guy on the shoulder. Gotta use the bathroom, watch my spot. I'll be right back. This rich area had everything, but those facilities weren't meant for outsiders. After finding a public restroom in a corner, on my way back, I spotted two people in a villa's backyard. They stared at the unloading trucks looking serious. I quietly moved closer and hid in a dark corner. We still don't know how long those people need to develop a cure. Come on, man. They already gave us access to a safe zone. But you refuse to go and build some bunker at home? Isn't that just pointless? You don't know, crap. A ticket to the safe zone costs 10 billion. The conditions might even suck. How is that better than staying in my own house? No matter how strong zombies are, can they break through bulletproof doors? The second I heard the word zombies, a chill ran from my head to my toes. If I'd heard that conversation anywhere else, I would have thought it was total nonsense. But I was in the richest villa district in the city. No matter how insane it sounded, I had to believe it. I stumbled back in a panic, only to find my truck was already being unloaded. The driver I chatted with earlier patted my shoulder. You weren't here, so I drove it forward for you. They're unloading it now. Already? Distracted, I was about to get in. But after thinking it over, I turned back and said, once you get paid today, buy more supplies and keep them at home. And stay indoors as much as you can. That was all I could say. Any more and I might bring trouble on myself. After everything was unloaded, the payment hit my phone right away. I didn't waste another second, and drove straight out of the villa district. I did the math. Between my savings and every loan I could max out, it came out to exactly 200 grand. Then an idea hit me. A pretty shady one. I called the supplier again, and said another household here needed the same items. Just put it on that last client's tab. The supplier agreed right away, without asking anything. He just told me to come load up. Then I drove to a huge wholesale supermarket. Only there could I shop with a truck, without drawing attention. I found the staff member on duty, and told him everything I needed. Soon, I had bought a full truckload of supplies. Looking at the packed cargo box, I finally felt a little safer. The smiling guy beside me handed over the bill. Altogether, that's 47 grand. I also went to a pharmacy for common meds. The basic food and survival supplies were ready. Next, I needed the gear to stay alive in the apocalypse. I drove to a hardware store. I'd delivered goods to the owner before, so we knew each other. After New Year's, I'm done driving trucks. I leased a piece of forest land. The owner laughed and patted my shoulder, then recommended a powerful chainsaw and gave me 30 animal traps. I thanked him, loaded up, and left right away. My destination was my hometown. Nowhere in the city was absolutely safe, but going somewhere with fewer people had to be right. Soon I drove the truck into my front yard. My parents heard the noise and immediately came outside. After I parked the truck, I jumped down and rushed over, hugging them tightly. They thought something had happened to me out there and nervously patted my back to comfort me. I sat them down and told them every detail from start to finish. In their world, the word zombie had never existed, but they still chose to believe me. Your dad and I don't really understand all this. This is the money we've saved for you over the years. Tomorrow, have your dad go into town with you. Whatever you're missing, just buy it. I gripped the bank book and nodded hard. Then my dad and I unloaded everything from the truck. It took almost 4 full hours, and we were soaked in sweat. Dad and I electrified the top of the wall, then reinforced the back with the materials I had ordered. All the windows and doors were replaced with blast-proof materials. Finally, we laid animal traps in front of the gate and covered them with dirt. That night, I barely slept. I tossed and turned, thinking about whether I'd forgotten to buy anything. The next morning, I got up with dark circles, only to find Mom and Dad were just as anxious. After breakfast, Dad and I went to pick up the equipment I'd ordered. The ride back was tense and quiet. Looking at the city still full of life, I suddenly wondered if I had heard everything wrong. My dad glanced over at me, clearly seeing how worried I was. He chuckled. Turn into that supermarket. I need to buy some hair dye. My hands jerked on the wheel, and the truck nearly skidded. Even in the apocalypse, life goes on. Your mom and I haven't dyed our hair in forever. These gray hairs are getting hard to hide. I couldn't help laughing. Since we're going to the store, let's buy some other stuff too. We bought a lot of fresh, expensive ingredients, and fruits we usually couldn't bear to buy. Might as well enjoy these next 2 days. After coming home loaded with bags, I handed the groceries to my smiling mom. Then Dad and I rushed to install the solar panels and water pump. After a full day, we finally got it done. The next day, I installed the security bars, while Dad handled the final door and electric fence. Our neighbor finally couldn't hold back anymore. She grabbed some sunflower seeds and came over to our work site. What are you guys doing? Drenched in sweat, I looked up. My girlfriend's coming home with me for New Year's. So we're fixing the place up a bit. Wouldn't be right to bring her home. To a broken down house. That'd be rude. The neighbor gave a very meaningful, "Oh." Gossiped for a bit, then left. By the time our home defense project was finished, 5 days had already passed. That day, our family was having dinner. The table was full of dishes, celebrating the official completion of our defenses. The TV in front of us was reporting a traffic accident. The scene was horrific. There were cries and blood everywhere. That's terrifying. How could such a serious accident happen? But I caught one terrifying image that flashed by. The person half lying in that car was a zombie,